Hello everyone, this is Mr. H again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will talk about inverse functions. Alright, so before we jump straight into this topic, you might want to check out later, after watching this video, the description box. So in there, I posted the links to the other videos that are related to this topic. Alright, so let's get straight to the concept. So what are inverse functions? So inverse functions are functions that undo or reverse another function. And the inverse of a function f is written as f inverse, or you can see here that f raised to -1 or f -1 superscript. Now, in finding the inverse of a given function, there are three simple steps that you need to follow. So the first one is rewriting f of x as y. After rewriting, you need to swap or switch x and y. And the last step is solving for y. Alright, so to further understand this concept, let's take a look at the very first example. Find the inverse of f of x equals 10 minus 7x. Alright, so we were given this function, which is a linear function. So the first step is we need to change the f of x to y. So it's going to be y equals 10 minus 7x. Then we need to swap x and y. So y becomes x. We have 10 minus 7y. And for the last step, after swapping the position of x and y variables, what we need to do is to solve for y. So here we'll have x minus 10 will be equal to -7y. And to find y, we need to divide both sides by -7. Alright, so -7 divided by -7 is +1, or 1y. And for the left-hand side, we're going to have x minus 10 divided by -7. So you can actually put the negative up. So it will be negative x plus 10 over +7. Alright, so the final answer here is that you need to change y and make sure you follow the correct notation. So it's going to be f inverse of x is equal to -x plus 10 divided by 7. So that is the inverse of the given function. Alright, if you think this example is easy, so let me know by leaving a comment below. Alright, let's take a look at the second example. Given f of x equals quantity x minus 4 to the power of 3, find f inverse of x. Alright, so for this example, we will still be applying the same concept and the same steps that we applied in example number 1. Alright, so first we need to change f of x into y. And then we simply copy everything that's on the right hand side of the equation. So after changing f of x to y, then the second step will be swapping the x and the y. So this will become x equals quantity y minus 4 cubed. Next is we need to solve for y. This whole thing right here on the right hand side of the equation, the whole thing is raised to the power of 3. All right, to solve for y here, what we need to do is we need to get the cube root of both sides, because this is raised to the power of 3, and we need to do the opposite, which is taking the cube root of both sides. So remember, you are dealing with an equation, so whatever you do on the left, you should also do on the right. All right, so the left hand side of the equation, so we just rewrite cube root of x equals, so the power of 3 will be gone, and we will be left with y minus 4. And from here, we can see that to find the value of y, we can add 4 to both sides of the equation. So this is going to be cube root of x plus 4 equals y. And remember the notation. So for the final answer, this is going to be f inverse of x equals cube root of x plus 4. And that is the answer. All right, do you find this question easy or difficult? So let me know by leaving a comment below. All right, let's take a look at the next example. All right, so question number 3 is different from the first two. So here we were given the graph of the function. And as you can see, it's quadratic function, so it's a parabola. And this question is asking us to sketch the graph of the inverse of the function f. This actually explains the other concepts of inverse function. And how are we gonna sketch the graph? So what you need to do first is to identify points on the graph itself. So when I say identify the points, you need to pick the points that are located at the exact coordinates. So when I mean exact coordinates, say for example, we have 1, 1, not 0 0.8, 0 0.2, something like that. Okay. So like this one. So this point, so that point is located at 1, 4. So as you can see, these are exact values, right? Not decimals. Also this one right here. So the coordinates of that point are 6, 4. Also this, that is at 2, 0. This one is at 5, 0. And we need the vertex, okay? So I think for the vertex, we can do estimation. So that's the vertex. And if we're gonna estimate that, the vertex, we can say that it's at 3.5, 2.25. So you can see here the challenge, right? If you pick a point that's not at the exact coordinates, okay? All right, so why do we need to identify certain points from the graph? Because we will be using those points to find the graph of the inverse. All right, so if you're gonna go back to one of the steps that we applied in finding the inverse of the given function, if you remember the second step, we need to swap x and y, right? So we will be taking that concept and applying it here. So for example, we take this point, which is at 1, 4. that 1 comma 4 from the original function or graph of the function, we just need to swap the x and y. So basically, the inverse of that will be at 4 comma 1. So just literally swap the position of the x coordinate and the y coordinate, which is actually related to the second step that we applied earlier in answering examples 1 and 2. All right, so we will be doing the same process for all these 5 points that we identified earlier. All right, so let's do that. All right, so the first one is 1 comma 4. So it will be at 4 comma 1. Okay, let me use different color. All right, so 4 comma 1 is here. All right, so the next point will be this one, 6 comma 4. And 6 comma 4 will be at 4 comma 6. So 4 comma 6 is here. So the next point will be 2 comma 0. So 2 comma 0 will be at 0 comma 2. 0 comma 2 is here. The next point is at 5 comma 0 will be at 0 comma 5. 0 comma 5 is here. And for the last one, which is the vertex. So for the vertex, again, this is just an estimation, okay? It's going to be at negative 2.25 comma 3.5. And that is going to be here. And then we simply connect the dots. That is the graph of the inverse of the function f. All right, so if you think that this question is interesting, so leave a comment below. And for the challenge questions, all right, so if you have the answer to this question, please share your insights by leaving a comment below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe. It will be a great help. All right, once again, thank you very much, and see you in my next video.